Hello everyone, today I have come to you with the most anticipated, I come to you with the best books I read in 2022 and the worst books I read in 2022. Just combining the two, we're not going to make two separate videos. So I'm going to start off with the worst books. Let's get the negativity out of here. For number 9, we have Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I read this as an audiobook. I didn't like the narration and also the story. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. Number 8, we have Icebreaker. I was so excited for this book because on TikTok, everyone was raving about it. I was like, is this going to be like a new ice hockey series that I could potentially fall in love with? I'm pretty sure I rated this like a 3-star, but it was just very much no plot. But I did like the communication between the two characters, and I think that's really it. Other than that, I didn't really like the book. It was average, and I was skimming through it at the end, and also I'm pretty sure it was like 400 pages, which babe, no, only certain books can be over 300 pages, and you're doing too much. 400 pages of Anastasia and Nathan? Nathan I did like. He was okay. It was all right. I don't want to even talk about this book anymore. Number 7, we have Belle Morte. We have Belle Morte. This is a Wattpad book. I read this in my cleaning up TBR video. It was very much predictable. By like the 100-page mark, I knew it was going to happen, and finishing this book, like it was painful. It was painful to get through this book. I was skimming stuff. It was so uncomfortable. Like Edmund, oh my god, the main fucking character. She was so whiny, so ignorant as well. Like, she hated vampires for virtually no reason. Well, the only reason would be because of her sister and like what happened to her. Other than that, like her hatred for vampires prior to figuring out what happened to her sister, like that's very much unjustified. And I like that Edmund clocked her. I really do. The end of the book, very much predictable. I knew who did it. And the second book, babe, I know how that's gonna go. Spoiler alert, Edmund had to turn Rainey into a vampire to save her life. So now she's gonna be in this new vampire world, figuring out life as a vampire, trying to save her sister. I've seen this film before. Oh my god, I hate this book. It happened one summer, Tessa Bailey. This is number 6, I believe. I can't believe this is number 6. Okay, actually, okay. It was very addicting. I was flying through this book, and it's honestly kind of weird because I ended up hating it so much. No, people love Tessa Bailey, and I wish I was one of those people, but this just did not happen to me, and honestly ruined any other book of hers because I just don't want to sit through that. The sex scenes were very uncomfortable for me. I'm usually like not against smut, and like I would sometimes you could say like that's a reason why I read the book, but this, I was just so uncomfortable. Oh my god, it just made me feel so disgusting. I hate even thinking about it. It was so incredibly similar to The Simple Wild by Kay Tucker, and that came out before this book, so you could say that she copied her. And also Schitt's Creek, it said Schitt's Creek inspired. I love Schitt's Creek, so when they said Schitt's Creek inspired, I was like, absolutely, this is gonna be a 5-star. What happened? I just overall did not like the writing. It was very similar to The Simple Wild, and some of the scenes made me uncomfortable. Sorry. Number 5, we have Heat Wave by Victor Justin. In these 100 pages, Lord have mercy. I was so confused. I was just letting the story happen and letting it unfold in front of me, and I reached the ending and I was just like, what does this mean? It literally, I'm gonna read you the last line. Outside, a broken vending machine beeps at regular intervals. This is the rhythm of my life. The music keeps trying to make me dance. And this is after, guys, I'm gonna spoil it because you don't want to read this. This is after he confesses to watching this boy die and then burying the body and then just lying to everyone that he like doesn't know where he is or whatever. So he confesses that, you know, he watched him die, and then it just ends off with the music is trying to make me dance or something. I'm like, what does that literally mean? What are you actually talking about, Victor? I wouldn't recommend. I try to look up what the ending means online because I thought maybe I'm stupid, maybe I don't get this, maybe it's too intellectually complex for me to grasp, but I didn't get anything. So number 4, The Boyfriend. This was such a pointless book. I read this for a thriller readathon. I literally only read 2 books, but this was unfortunately one of them. This is number 4, as it should be. It's a small tiny book, all the plot twists. It was okay once. It caught me by surprise once. The same plot twist kept being recycled within the same book. Now I'm bored. Now I'm asking questions. We thought he was dead. We thought he was a zombie. Then he was just pretending that he was a zombie, and we only figured out that he was pretending because the main character actually killed him, and they're like, oh my god, you actually killed him this time. And then he comes back and she's like, okay, now you're really a ghost, but he wasn't really a ghost. So I'm really confused. I guess he was alive, but I don't understand how this man is alive when she kept killing him. It was okay the first time. I'm like, okay. Then she really killed him. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Kept killing him, kept coming back alive. It keeps getting recycled. This book isn't good. Also, the main character is actually the worst character I've ever read about. Lord have mercy. Oh my god, this fucking book. We have The First Semester by QB Tyler. So I want to try out two things, you know, another age gap and also my first teacher-student book. Is this something that I could be into? Possibly. No. I felt so uncomfortable reading this book, and that's on me, low-key. I didn't put this in my worst books of 2022 because I was uncomfortable. Exception for It Happened One Summer, because why did that happen? But no, I didn't put this because I was uncomfortable. I put this in the worst books because there was no connection between the characters, okay? It was purely just sex. And these little novellas, like these romance novellas, I get like the whole center is like just like sex. Like that's it, right? This novella was like 200 pages. In 200 pages, you can't have the characters have a meaningful conversation that they can finally start to get to know each other and make it make sense on why they're in love with each other. Like they keep saying, I love you so much, I love this girl so much, this, that, and the third. There's all this love brewing. Babe, where is it on the page? Like I can't see it. You didn't write this down. Am I supposed to just be like, they probably like talked after they had sex. Like, 20 times. Why am I reading that he's breaking her back 20 times, pounding her into the wall? But how does he know about her ex-boyfriend that left her a year or two ago? Like, you're goofy, like, stop, like, QB Tyler, like, make some character development. Like, the teacher's gonna be like, his supervisor says to him,
you know you can't engage in relationships with the students.
And he's like,
nah, she's not even gonna be in my class anymore.
And the supervisor was like,
you can't have a relationship with anyone on campus.
He was like,
What do you mean? But I can't have a relationship with anyone on campus. What?
be for real. Like, I don't even remember his name, and I don't even want to either. Okay, number 2. I hate this negativity. Number 2, we have We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. Okay, so first off, I'm Team Jeremiah. Let me get that off my chest. I'm also gonna say that he did not cheat because they went on a break. They broke up. He went on spring break, got with someone, and then they got back together. Now, I do understand. I'm gonna give you this. He could have told Belly that he did get with someone else on the vacation, but did he cheat? No. So that is stupid and dumb. That's a dumb argument. What I'm mad about in this book is that Jenny Han completely changed Jeremiah so we would hate him. The things that Jeremiah did in this book would never happen. Would never happen. He would never do these things. The Jeremiah that I know in The Summer I Turned Pretty and It's Not Summer Without You, completely different from this one. And you know why she did that? You know why she changed his character? So we would be on Team Conrad. And you know what? You low-key got me in the ending. She kind of got me in the ending because it was kind of cute, the letters. I still hate Conrad. I still despise Belly. I hate Taylor. And I just want the best for Jeremiah. He doesn't need to be with Belly either. He really does not, because Belly is not all that. Belly is a disgusting, twisted, hypocritical, honestly, gaslighter. Like, what is wrong? I hate her so much in this book. The series does it so much better. And this is also why I do not like love triangles, because they always just obviously make one person better than the other. And it's just like, why do that? Why have this extra character if you're not gonna make him valuable and a contender? This is just a waste of time, excess drama for no reason. This is why I don't like love triangles at all. Anyway, then number 1. I feel like I'm gonna blow some people's socks off with this one. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. So I read this book in my Black History Month readathon, and I was excited for this book. I really was, because I had just got finished reading Ace of Spades, which is a incredibly sad book. So I was like, this is gonna be so lighthearted, so much fun. I had one of the worst reading experiences. No, this book was so bad, and I don't know why. I really don't understand why. I was skimming it the whole way through. This book just was not good. I don't remember why either. I didn't feel the chemistry. So when they were having sex, I was just like, I don't like this. Guys, I don't really have much to offer you. I hated this book so much. God help me. Now that we're done with the negativity, we're gonna get into the positives, okay? Like, I'm so excited. Daggone, this video is so long. Sorry if the angle changed. All right, so now we're gonna get into, I need a second. Now we're gonna get into the best books of 2022 that I read. So first off, we have Hannah Who Fell from the Sky by Christopher Mendez. I don't know if you guys know, but I was trying to read this book for literally 3 months. I started this in September. I think I finished it in November. I cannot believe I waited so long. On the first few pages, I thought it was pretty boring, but then as I like pushed myself to read it, flying through this book. This book is so good. It's like magical realism. There's some romance in there, and then there's also like, there's so much plot, and it's so good. And the way it's written, it's so atmospheric and also beautifully written, but it's also digestible. So it doesn't feel just like flowery reading where you like babe, like, what is this? What are you saying, babe? No, like, you can understand it. It flows with the story, flows with the entire book. It adds to the book, if anything. Who's the main character? I think his name is Daniel. Daniel is... I wanted Daniel, that's all I'm gonna say. Number 10, we have Fireman's Carry. This is a prequel to this whole series that this author was doing. I'm not gonna take part in that series, but I did read this book and it was so good. It was only 64 pages. How do I like this book more than like 300, 400 page books? That's how you can tell that the author can write, that they know their characters, that they know how to make characters seem like they are falling in love and are in love. God, the chemistry, I love it. These are about firefighters. I do forget their names. Yes, there's a wildfire in the area and this firefighter meets this guy. They're trying to save the guy's grandpa and then they have to try and evacuate the area, and also like there's other people around them. He's also falling in love with the guy. It was so good. Like, I highly recommend. You can read it for free online. Like 5 stars. Like, gay romance and also firefighters. Sign me up. Like, I'm serious. Number 9. We have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This book has crack in it. Why was I on page 200 in a matter of a few hours? This book literally took over my life and it was so good. The amount of times I was crying because of just how beautiful it was. There's Rowan and Zara's story is so good.
God.
But the only gripe I have with this book is that little, like, secret personality. Like, he was pretending to be someone else while they were texting, and that just really did not sit right with me. Like, at your grown age, Rowan, why are you doing this? This book also hurt really bad because Rowan just kept lying to Zara on and on and on. Their problems just seemed so real and realistic that's why I just kept crying, because I'm like, this can literally, like, really happen. I was rooting for them the entire time. Their journey was a freaking roller coaster, and at this time, I was kind of getting sick of romance books because it just felt like they were going on a linear path. You know what I mean? But this was a quartic function. If you know what that looks like, that's what their love story looked like. Okay, calculus jokes. Oh my god, next we have Ace of Spades. So I don't really like thrillers that much. I do love a good mystery, but horror thrillers, I stay away from those. This, however, oh my god. This plays with a lot of stuff. This is like a Gossip Girl Get Out situation. 2 black main characters, they're also queer. They have to figure out who is this person sending literal, like, racist, like, death threats to them. Because we will find you. I enjoyed this from page 1 to the fucking epilogue. Lord have mercy, this book is so good. It did have my heart racing a little bit. I was reading this at night in my kitchen and it was dark. I was so scared, guys. I love mysteries because I love trying to guess who did it. I love making all these theories, and I was right. I was right for most of them. That's the only reason I didn't give this a full 5 stars, because it was a little predictable. Other than that, I fully enjoyed my time with this book. And anything else she writes, I'm getting it immediately. It's an instant buy. I don't care what it's about. I don't care when it's published, who's in it. I'm reading it. Oh my god. But I will say, please check the trigger warnings. Every possible trigger warning you can think of is in it. Homophobia, racism, sexual assault. That's crazy how I only named 4, but there's really a lot that I'm like not thinking of because I'm stupid and dumb, and also I read this back in February. At number 7, we have Terms and Conditions. This had everything I loved. Every single trope that I love was in this book. I was on TikTok looking at the little aesthetic things, looking at the Goodreads reviews. I'm like, there's no possible way in any dimension that I could hate this book. It has like marriage and convenience, boss employee, billionaire, black main character. I loved every single thing about this book. Declan and Iris, again, sobbing. I cried, I think maybe 7 times. The epilogue, the extended epilogue. Did you guys read that? Please, if you haven't read that, go on Lauren Asher's website and download that shit immediately, because that made me bawl my eyes out. Are we kidding? The only thing that I didn't like was the 3rd act conflict. It seemed like a reach, and that honestly did not have to happen. Rowan and Zara's conflict, now that was good. Now that was good. Now that had me gripping, that had me grabbing for tissues, that had me nodding, that had me, Zara, it's okay, he is not all that, but he is all that. Anyway, then we have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wong. Oh my god, I need a physical copy yesterday, babe. It's about Stella. I honestly forget, so I don't even know why I try to explain what this book is about, but it's a 5 star. That's all I'm gonna say. Michael Larson? I need him. I want him. He needs to be mine. The way he treated Stella, some people said this book is boring. I'm not sure if we read the same book, but I don't feel that in any sort of way. So their chemistry, off the charts. And their story, again, it was not linear. There was up and down. He's an escort, so they're gonna like try and like have sex in the beginning, and then like didn't work out, and then they try again, and then it didn't work out. Try again, it worked out. Then they're like, wait a minute, like, are you feeling what I'm feeling? And then she's like, yeah, you're feeling what I'm feeling. And then they're like, let's like make this real. And then they like go to the parents. I love this book so much. So we are at the halfway point. So here we're going to have some honorable mentions, if you will. So, because I cannot just pick 10. First honorable mention we have is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, this is going to be controversial. I know a lot of people didn't like this book, but the literal amount of fun that I had reading this book, off the charts. I was making theories upon theories. If you haven't watched my Final Gambit vlog, God help you. That was a 43-minute movie about this book. I was so enthralled. I loved it. And there's gonna be like 2 more books. I guess we'll do my other honorable mention. This book I read recently, it's called Timestamps by K.L. Craig. I'm not entirely sure, but it's sad. It really is sad. Laurel and Roth, their love story is so heartbreaking, but also so amazing to read about at the same time. And the lessons I got from this book, oh my God! Please read this. Read it at least one time. So Laurel and Roth meet at this bar one day and fall in love, but then she gets cancer. And so it's a past and present kind of situation. You get the past of them falling in love, and then you get the present of them dealing with her having cancer and what she does with her last days. It is such a good book. I highly recommend it. It is so sad though. Like, when I tell you I was ugly crying, eyes were burning because I was crying so much. God help me. Number 5, The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. I picked this up at my local bookstore thinking nothing of it. I picked this up, finally getting to it, you know, around this time last year, I got to it. And I was like, this book sucks. How am I going to get through this book? In January, New Year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to finish this book. It will not finish me. I picked it up, pushed myself to read to like page 100, could not put the book down. This was crack. I did not expect what happened in this book to happen. There was mystery. There was a romance. There was so much suspense. There was family connection. There was the suffrage movement. Are we kidding? There was Chinese American rep. I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm reading. This book is so good. I never thought I would be into historical fiction, but Stacey Lee, instant buy. Anything she writes, I'm a get. Hold on. Where's her other book? I bought Under the Painted Sky because Stacey Lee is that girl, and I feel like she's very underrated. For number 4, we have, I can't even find it. Number 4, we have The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. Yes, Helen Huang's on here twice because that's how good she is. Helen Huang is an amazing writer. I don't know what she encompasses inside of her being, inside of that head that translates to paper, but God help me. I follow her. I check maybe twice a week for updates if she's writing something else, because I don't know why she's limiting herself to just releasing these 3 books when her mind. No, but I'm so serious. She needs to write more. All I'm gonna say, Quan, please, I need a Quan in my life. The way he took care of her, the way they interacted, the way they communicated. When she was going through it, he was there by her side. When he was going through it, she was by his side. She helped him with his problem. I'm going to tell you what happened, guys, because I can't be vague. I really cannot be. So Juan was that guy. Throughout these 2 books, the past 2 books, The Bride Test and The Kiss Quotient, he was that guy. But in The Heart Principle, it expands his character, and he had testicular cancer. He had that, and he had to get I think one of his testicles chopped off, so he only has one. So then he felt inferior as a man, because before this he was getting it down. So now he felt inferior because he only had one testicle. So he hadn't really been having sex with women or like trying to connect. Here comes Anna. So Anna got popular off of this video for playing the violin, and it went viral. So now she's like feeling all this pressure to create like the next big thing, and just like each of her work like getting better than the next piece of work. So that's causing a lot of anxiety on her, and also her family situation is not the best. Her sister is a literal piece of shit. I hate her. I wish she was eradicated. Tells her she literally doesn't have autism. Are you an idiot? Are you literally an idiot? She went to a professional and she got diagnosed with autism, and you're gonna say, no you don't? Who are you? And then her lousy boyfriend, Anna, oh my God, break up with him. Then he's gonna propose to her and she's gonna say yes? Anna, what are you doing? Juan, I would never treat you like that. You literally go through every emotion with this book. It is more than just a romance, but it is also a romance that is amazing. Book is so good. She needs to write more. I'm so serious. Running Wild by K. Tucker. This is number 3. I forget when I read this. All I know is I want to read it again. This is a part of a series, the Simple Wild series. This follows Jonah's best friend, Marie. If you read the books before, you know that Marie was an issue. You knew Marie was an issue. The fandom, we all hated Marie. Somehow, K.A. Tucker's brilliant mind was able to make me fall in love with Marie and wish the absolute best for her. I don't know how K.A. Tucker did that, but she did that in this book. 5 stars. Are we kidding? And also Tyler Brady. Suddenly I have to move to Alaska and race dogs. It touches on Marie's family life. That was so interesting. Her veterinary life and her career. Girl, that was also interesting. How are you making all these plots so interesting, K.A. Tucker? Please. And then Tyler, it just got better with Tyler. The book got even better with Tyler if it wasn't good already. And the atmosphere. K.A. Tucker's books are kind of expensive. I don't care. I will literally buy I have a lot of her books already. I have so many because she's such a great writer. These next 2 books I read on ebook, but I had to get them in print. Our number 2 spot, Are We Surprised? The Squeeze of Living by Daniel Lori. Now, I haven't really talked about this on my channel. Now, I want to personally say to Daniel Lori, I need some type of compensation because the amount of people that I'm getting to read your book and they love it. My whole friend group, they don't even read. And I'm telling them to read The Squeeze of Living. They read it and they love it. They read the whole series. So I'm going to need some compensation because I'm getting people on it. But it's about Nico and Elena. So Nico is set to marry Elena's sister, but Elena's sister has a thing with another man, so she's not really feeling Nico. Nico is feeling Elena. Elena's feeling Nico. It's a mafia thing. And then it's kind of like forbidden because it's like,
You're supposed to be with my sister.
it's like,
But I want you.
And
and then Elena's like,
but I want you too, but no, I don't.
isn't amazing. The pacing is amazing. It's a little long. I think it's about 400 pages, but it's an amazing read. Please read this. The scenes, the swimsuit scene, the pool scene, when they move in together scene, when they're at that little party and then they go outside and they're smoking scene, when he's picking up her from dance class scene. I can name every scene and I love it. This is my number 1 book of the year. Dare I say, my favorite book of all time. I feel like we all know what this is and I'm gonna say it one more time. Marriage for One by Ella Mays. Ella Mays has become one of my favorite Insta-buy romance authors. I don't know what she encompasses, but she has a gift, and that gift should be cherished, and that gift should be shared with the rest of the world, and I'm glad it is, and I'm glad you can get one of her books. Please read her books. It's especially if you're gonna read one book, please read this one. It is a little long. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's like 500 pages. It's 500 pages on the dot, but I promise you, this is so worth it. It's arranged marriage. The things Jack does for Rose. And it's real. It's such a tender, wholesome, caring love that they share with one another. And then something catastrophic happens. And he is the most loving, giving, just
Anything you need, babe.
I'm there for you. Oh my God. I love Jack Hawthorne so much. Their love is beautiful. They have this business deal. They need to get married for it to make the deal work. And then, Jack being all protective and he's like a lawyer or something, comes into Rose's coffee shop that she's trying to build. He goes in there and he just rolls up his sleeves and just starts painting the walls. He starts building shelves. He starts putting up the lights. He's like,
Is there anything I can help with?
they go in the back. They go to galas. This book is so good. Please, if you do one thing from this video, read this book. I'm literally going to reread it. God! This was a long video. I don't know how long this is, but we did it. The mess? Guys, what is that? But I hope you enjoyed. This was fun. Honestly, the negative part, I got into some books because they really make me upset, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I might come back to share all the books I read in 2022. That's going to take me a long time because that's like 50 something books, and I don't know if you want to sit here and listen to me do that, and I don't know if I want to sit here and do that. So that's to be determined, actually. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Look at my piercing. Almost got a new one. Low-key should've.